Hi, I'm Anna Delaney with ISMG, and I'm delighted to be joined by Alashe, CEO of CybSafe. Great to see you, Oz.
It's great to see you again.
How is RSA so far for you?
It's been really good. It's been really fun. It's been rather busy, as RSA always is, and it's really good to just see not only the security community back together again, but actually just see and hear some of the things that are being discussed, some of the issues that have moved on, actually, some of the issues that really haven't moved on, some great technologies that are also on display here too. It's been brilliant to be here.
So, Oz, what is wrong with our current cybersecurity awareness and education exercises and training?
The thing that has always been kind of glaringly obvious to all of us as a security community is that the people component is important, but the thing that people have really struggled to get their head around is what they should do about it. And as a community, we have focused so much on training and so much on phishing simulations, but neither of those things actually does the thing we need to happen, which is to change security behaviors, to influence security decisions. So this idea that knowledge and behavior change are the same thing, it's just not true. The evidence doesn't back it up, there's no research that suggests so, and the data doesn't back it up. So we have to do something different. So this idea that we could continually try to train and educate more, especially when you take into account training fatigue, information fatigue, hybrid working, and indeed the different types of threats, it's just not fit for purpose.
We have to do something different, you said.
Yeah.
What's that?
So there is a huge amount of research into what it takes to change behavior, what it takes to change behavior online as people relate to technologies. And there are other fields and other disciplines, wellness techs, where wellness tech is a really good example, where we're learning what it is to help people be more healthy, for example, give up smoking, for example. So using the data and the behavioral change models to be able to help influence nudges that are provided to users, to measure what's working and what's not working, so you can double down on the things that are. These are different steps. And of course, software, intelligent software, makes that much, much easier to do at scale.
Okay, so tell us more about how we can encourage this behavioral change.
So most of the organizations that we spend time working with at CybSafe, and we work with organizations that are financial services sector, and from the legal sector, and indeed actually from a range of different sectors, they all invest significantly in technology, as of course many of the RSA community do. But what we have really seen effective in providing users not just information, but actually help, nudges and prompts at the time they need it. So, for example, a mobile application in the form of CybSafe, but it doesn't necessarily need to be. Different organizations do it different ways. With CybSafe, they get a mobile application, they can access it on their mobile device or their desktop device, and it gives them prompts and nudges and alerts at the time they actually need the assistance, when they're maybe about to take a risky activity, or indeed maybe when they are near their Wi-Fi router and they need to be reminded to change the default password on the Wi-Fi router. It's a completely different approach to not just raising awareness, but changing behavior.
So how does this actually help mitigate, prevent those cyber-related incidents?
So depending on where you take your data from and your stats, up to 80 or 90% in some cases of the breaches that occur are often attributed to human error. The ICO, the Information and Commissioner's Office in the UK, has got recent stats. Even the Verizon Data Breach Report is reporting that up to 85% of breaches are relating down to human error. So these are decisions that people are making and mistakes that are happening, often not malicious, usually unintentional, but ultimately really costly for organizations. To be able to influence and affect security behavior significantly reduces that number. Think about it, 85% of the breaches that take place are effectively preventable. That can be done better, but training is not the answer.
Why do you think organizations are still here?
In this place, kind of taking this approach? I think in part, strange actually for the security community, because we are so intent on looking at the research, threat research, looking at the development of technology in order to address issues that are really rather complex. I think for some reason we have kind of shied away from taking the same approach when it comes to the people side. We have made the assumption that training people knowing more, understanding more, will change behavior. I know and understand I shouldn't eat the things I eat, and yet I still do it anyway. So the fact is that we haven't necessarily lent into it. I think also, until recently, the lack of data to be able to give that return view, what is changing, is that investment worthwhile? Those things have actually led people to say, if we can't get the data, we won't try. But that's changed now. Now there's technology that enables us to get that data as it relates to security behaviors, and that's exactly what we're doing at CybSafe.
Now, exciting news, you were named as a leader in the Forrester Wave Security and Awareness Training Solutions 2022. So what is CybSafe doing right? Because you must be doing something very right.
We were really glad to be not just actually acknowledged, but as you say, recognised as a leader in this space. And believe that, of course, this is all based on really what our customers are saying. The focus is we are not just trying to train people, we're trying to help organizations reduce risk. The only way you can reduce risk is if you're influencing security behaviors. In order to do that, you literally need to be really specific. Which behaviors? In some cases it's phishing, in some cases it's maybe default passwords, in some cases, etc., etc. There are up to 80 different security behaviors, and we've related and catalogued every single one as part of and built a behavioral model upon which our platform actually delivers all of its interventions and all of its nudges. This has gone down really well in the market because all of a sudden now security professionals can be really targeted and really effective and measure and see their risk reducing, or indeed not, and take alternative steps. And that's really refreshing, and it's new in the marketplace.
Since being CEO of CybSafe, what have you learned about people?
What kind of people? The people in our team are incredible. And indeed, the reality is, of course, all of us are, especially within the security community, so hell-bent on making a significant, a positive difference that for us, behavioral scientists, data scientists, software engineers, security specialists, that blend is really important when it comes to addressing the human aspect. We need that blend, and we need to be more rigorous in our expectations about what we're doing. When it comes to our customers, of course, the reality is for all of us, the people component is such a key component. Most people don't want more training. They want help. They need assistance. They need nudges and prompts that are useful at the right time. When they are given that help, their behaviors improve. And as their behaviors improve, our risk reduces as an organization.
Now, more congratulations, because you've just received Series B funding.
Yeah.
What are you going to do in the investment?
Again, really great. We is delighted to close the investment round, and an investment round led by Evolution Equity Partners, who are a fantastic investor. So for us, this is really about doubling down and accelerating the growth or the development of the technology. For us, behavior change micro experiments is a really important component. Our platform literally improving constantly so that organizations don't have to work out what to do. We can automate and update that for them. But we're also looking to expand our go-to-market strategy. We have had real success in the UK and in Europe, and we have started to have some fantastic success overseas here in the US, and we want to do much, much more of that. So we're going to double down in both those areas: product development, go-to-market.
I'm excited to see where you take this. This is exciting times for you.
Thanks so much. No, it is exciting. Lots to do, but actually really important. And as I said, as a community, we can't ignore the people component. We can be more specific about it, and we can measure whether it's working.
Well, I really appreciate your insight, Oz. Thank you.
Thanks.
I've been speaking with Oz Alashe of CybSafe, and for ISMG, I'm Anna Delaney.